Here we go again. I mean, this is the truth show, and there's more. Oh, I'm not done yet. Oh, and there's more. Oh, I'm not done yet. I mean, this is the truth show. Oh, yes. Please note that this is all alleged. I've never met any of these people. I've deeply researched all of my information. This is a trigger warning. In this video, I may be talking about or showing sensitive material about some subjects or topics that may be disturbing or upsetting or may bring forth some troubling memories, as you read in the description or title. With that said, either end the video now or brace yourself. Aside from that, enjoy. Hello. Hello, everyone. What's up? Let's get this show started here. So, how's everyone doing on this Wednesday? I know listening. Hey, Taylor, how are you doing, Indra? I know everyone is stressed out about what's happening in politics. Yeah, it's been pretty stressful. Trust me, I know. And the biggest scandal that's currently going on right now. Don't worry, I'm gonna break it down. By the end of this live show, you are going to get a better understanding of what's going on in politics. Now, okay, let me just jump right in here. Okay, so I know this story here triggered international shockwaves, military tension, and political fallout across multiple countries. Hi, Miss Tweet. How you doing? Keisha in chat. Yeah. Make sure y'all converse with one another. All you guys are truth seekers. All you are my truth seeker family. As I was stating, yes. So I know this story in terms of U.S. capture Venezuelan President Maduro is literally received a global aftershock. Now, of course, the United States, okay, conducted a surprise military operation. I'm still trying to validate this surprise little, capturing, because you can't trust Trump. I mean, he lies so much. I mean, we don't even know what he's saying. It could be actually true. I mean, the man is a compulsive liar. Do we even know that he actually captured this Venezuelan leader, president person? We don't know. We just got to assume that he's telling the truth, which he's known not to do. I'm just saying. So all I'm going to say is this. Okay. Just be on alert. Oh, thank you. Oh, for my banner? Thank you. This one is something accurate. Yeah. Well, the other one's accurate too, but it's like a younger version of me. Yeah. So it's one is something more me. Really appreciate it, Andrea. You're a very loyal truth seeker. I got to give you some love, girl. You've been holding it down in the comment section, even though it's by yourself and people are afraid to comment. Not sure why. But you know what? Let me give something for you. Let's see. Here we go. This is for you, hun. There we go. Okay, now, yeah, that's for you, babe. Okay, So let's get to because I'm telling you, this show today, you're gonna leave here enlightened. You're gonna leave here like, what the HE double hockey sticks? I'm telling you, it's gonna be a really, really deep show. Seriously. I started making this script yesterday. And talk to you guys at the same time. I'm seriously doing some multitasking here for real. I wanted to go live on X, but that didn't work out so well. Anyway, so as I was saying, as you know, that you can't even speak. The U.S. conducted a surprise military operation, captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, and bringing him to New York to face drug trafficking charges. Trump announced the U.S. will run Venezuela until a proper transition. He don't have the legal rights to do that, so don't believe anything Trump said because he can't do that anyway. Y'all need to stop listening to anything that man says because he cannot legally just take over. What the hell is Middle Ages? You know what it is. Interim leader Delcy Rodriguez has been sworn in, but Trump has already threatened consequences if she doesn't cooperate. Like, you do what I say, or I'm going to kill you. Trump is acting like a bully. I just want to point that out. I'm just saying. Yeah, this is the Venezuelan president, Nicolas Maduro. Yes, Maduro. So Trump is literally acting like a bully. That's what he's doing. So just to reiterate what I said, okay? What happened? The U.S. conducted a surprise military operation, capturing Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and bringing him to New York to face drug trafficking charges. This is just literally a interception and a distraction with from the Epstein files. I want you guys to still bring those Epstein files, still bring it up. Do not let him get away with murder, okay? Literally do not let him get away with murder. So again, Trump announced the U.S. will run Venezuela until a proper transition is established. Again, he does not have the jurisdiction. He doesn't have the power to do that. He cannot do that, okay? Now, Venezuelan interim leader Delcy Rodriguez has been sworn in, but Trump has already threatened consequences if she doesn't cooperate. I don't know what's wrong with him. Some seriously where he think he has a power to do this and he does not. I just want to keep pointing it out. He does not. Okay. He does not. I'm keep saying that until people understand what I'm saying. Okay. Thank you, Heather. So why it matters, as you see there. Okay. Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world, bigger than Saudi Arabia, Russia. But here's the little twist that you guys should understand. Russia, China, and Cuba are reacting sharply because they have deep ties to Venezuela. So even though he captured the president, but you still have Russia and China still have the eyes of Venezuela. I think they even have an agreement with Venezuela. So while Trump is running around here acting like he big baller shot call and he's a boss and the god of all gods, there's Russia and China and Cuba. Who the fuck he think he is? So he's creating enemies. First of all, he don't want to create an enemy with China. Russia don't even want to create an enemy with China. They literally, their whole operation in China is to prepare for war. Every citizen is preparing for war. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. War. From childhood to adulthood, that's all they do is prepare for war. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Hit that like button. Yeah. All they do is prepare for war. That's all they do in China. So no one wants to fuck with China. Okay. It's real. Create an enemy. Okay. If you can't beat this person, you make them an ally. Isn't that the art of war? Just saying. So anyway, so Russia, China, and Cuba are reacting sharply because they have deep ties with Venezuela. Airlines across the Caribbean are stranded because U.S. airspace restriction disrupted travel because they're afraid it's going to be an assassination attack or some kind of terrorist attack because Trump is running and blowing things up because he's a sick psychopath. Didn't a certain president warn us against this atrocity? Yes. Well, I'm calling her a president because she will be one. Kamala Harris, yes, she fucking will. Sure enough. Thank you. Hello. So just to, give a good conclusion of what's going on here, this is a geopolitical earthquake, okay? America has just changed the balance of power in the Western Hemisphere overnight, literally. At least that's what he's trying to do. Now, I want you guys to take a look at this, and then we'll talk. That is... The night before
before the U.S. military captured Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro and his wife, somebody, somewhere, placed an extremely well-timed bet. An anonymous user on the prediction market site Polymarket, where users can wager on nearly any topic, bet $32,000 that the Venezuelan president would be out of power by January 31st. The following morning at 4:21 a.m. Eastern, the president announced Maduro was in custody, and that user cashed out, making more than $400,000.
These markets are the wildest of the Wild West.
Lawyer Dennis Kelleher focuses on regulation of securities and financial markets. He's the president of Better Markets. What evidence is there that this was non-public information being used to make this bet?
The facts are not known publicly yet. However, this particular trade really has all the hallmarks of an insider trade.
Polymarket and its competitors like Kalshi have recently exploded in popularity. Millions of users place bets on current events, pop culture, and now national security issues.
If this was insider information, it means that somebody used the most highly classified, confidential military secrets and information of the United States to place a bet, actually putting the entire operation potentially at risk.
Polymarket did not respond to our multiple requests for comment. Last year, before it gained regulatory approval in the U.S. and well before Maduro was captured, Polymarket CEO Shane Copeland sat down with 60 Minutes.
But predictive markets do rely on someone having some inside information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that people going and having an edge to the market is a good thing. Obviously, you need to curate them and you need to be really clear and stringent on where the line is drawn and like sort of ethics. And we spend a lot of time on that.
In the meantime, users can already bet on the next U.S. military operation. Polymarket offers markets on another U.S. strike on Venezuela, meaning there's money to be made by those in the know.
That's the only reason that this is a story and a real problem, because it happens to involve highly, highly classified information.
So the big question is who placed this bet? And unless the bettor comes forward, experts are telling us because Polymarket is an anonymous platform, you could deduce who it might have been, but there isn't a 100% foolproof way to prove who the account belongs to. Now, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC, that's the federal agency that regulates prediction markets, did not respond to our multiple requests for comment. And the FBI said it, quote, declines to confirm or deny the existence of any investigation into possible insider.
They're not investigating anything. They don't fucking care. They let Trump do what he wants. Now, people are wondering, why did he capture this person other than to distract us from the Epstein files? And they're saying, oh, he did it for the land. Oh, no, he did it for justice, or he did it for oil. But the United States have the biggest oil reserves in the world. Okay, we're probably selfish with it, but, you know, we had plenty oil pots in America, okay? We may have other partnerships, but it's the type of oil that he's trying to get. But Trump don't know anything about no fucking oil. Remember, he's just a puppet to whoever's controlling him, okay? He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He got someone else telling him this, and from what I heard, you guys, it's a Russian intel. They're trying to seriously break down our complete infrastructure, the federal government and the Congress. When they're through, there will be no Congress. They want to leave Trump in control altogether. And then they, you know, off him, and then they take control. That is the freaking secret. Just want to point that out. But powers that be, not going to happen. Let's manifest that. Now, here's the clip. Literally reiterate everything I just said.
The U.S. didn't attack Venezuela just for oil. The real reason goes much deeper. America already produces more oil than any country in the world, even more than Saudi Arabia. So why does it still care about Venezuela? Here's the twist. Venezuela has a special kind of heavy crude oil that the U.S. cannot easily replace. American refineries are designed for it, and that makes it extremely valuable. Earlier this year, Venezuela offered a deal. They said they would reduce oil exports to China and send more oil to the United States instead. Sounds like a win for Washington, right? The U.S. rejected it. The key person behind that projection was Marco Rubio. And the real reason points to one powerful name, ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil is the largest oil company in the U.S. At one time, it had direct access to Venezuelan oil. But in 2007, Venezuela kicked Exxon out. Exxon moved next door to Guyana. And in 2015, it struck massive new oil reserves there. Everything was smooth until Venezuela suddenly claimed that Guyana's new oil fields actually belonged to them. Tensions exploded. By 2024, Venezuela began military deployments near Guyana. And guess who showed up in Guyana right after that? Marco Rubio. His message was clear. If Venezuela even touched Exxon's oil fields, it would be very bad for Venezuela. Think about that for a moment. A country openly threatening another country over a private oil company. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Until 2015, the CEO of ExxonMobil was Rex Tillerson. In 2017, when Donald Trump became president, his first Secretary of State was Rex Tillerson. Of course, there are other reasons too. The U.S. does not want a Chinese or Russian ally in its backyard. It also doesn't want to look weak by signing deals with a sanctioned government like Venezuela. But when you connect all the dots, oil lobbying and corporate influence look like a major hidden driver behind the U.S. stance. This isn't just geopolitics. It's power, oil, and money all colliding behind the scenes.
Pretty much. In a nutshell. Now, this is National Boomer. Go listen to him. He's going to break it down in layman terms on what this thing is really about. Pay attention.
Donald Trump invades Venezuela. He goes in and swoops up Maduro, the president, and his wife, and pulls them out of Venezuela and brings them back to New York to be prosecuted. Now what are you going to do? Well, according to him, he's going to send the oil companies in there, and they're going to rape and pillage Venezuela for all their oil. But is that really going to happen? Do the oil companies really want to go down there? Is it worth the time and effort? Is it like drill, baby, drill, and then nobody fucking drills? This is the problem with Donald Trump. He doesn't have a plan. He has these concepts of ideas, and his ideas are fucking stupid in the first place, so he's not really going to do anything. I said this before. He's going to go in, make the big splash, and then get bored and move on to something else. Now, one of the other things he's thinking about moving on to is Greenland. Makes no goddamn sense. Greenland is part of Denmark. Denmark is part of NATO. You do that, you destroy NATO, and you get a bunch of countries coming at your shit. And now we're hearing countries in Europe and saying, look, Daddy, you better fucking back off this. Now he's saying, well, maybe we don't have to use the military. Maybe it'll just happen. No, Donnie. Nobody likes you. Nobody trusts you. Nobody believes you. Nobody's going to let you touch Greenland. There's going to be way too many people pushing back. And you can talk your shit, Donnie, but you're not that tough. You're not that strong. This isn't Venezuela. This is a much different situation. And again, what's your point? What are you going to do with it? Donald Trump just wants the activity of looking tough and looking smart and looking powerful, looking like Vladimir Putin taking over Ukraine, because that's essentially what he was doing in Venezuela. Storm in, steal what you want, and injure and hurt your own people as well as other people. You've got to understand, everybody talks about Donald Trump having a strategy. He does not have a strategy. He's an emotional wreck who just reacts to everything. If I called him a poopy butt, he would freak out and come up with some weird name to call me. That's who he is. He's a fucking child. And if you support a fucking child, you are a child. If you support a PDF file, you are a PDF file. That's just the way it is.
That is just the way it is, ladies and gentlemen. He pretty much broke it down in a nutshell. If you guys need any more clarification, go follow him. That is his name. That is his name. He broke it down pretty much. But I want to go a little deeper here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so it is definitely a sketchy plan. Now, let's talk about the sketchy plan. The sketchy plan is to get rid of any competition. But what he doesn't know is that China and Russia has claims on Venezuela. And word on the street, as I stated, I want you guys to reiterate, word on the street, they're not happy with Trump and are waiting for us, the Congress, the government, to do something about him, or they will. And they don't want to do that because that will end up a bloody freaking mess. So they said, what are you guys waiting for? Are you going to do something about Trump? He's a loose cannon. What is going on down there, up there, or whatever they say? I don't know. That's what they're trying to do. They want us to do something. We don't need an impeachment. What we need is we still have time. Remember, the ballots are still hold for 22 months. We still have time to do this. We still have time to get rid of his whole freaking election. Here's the message. My guys and goddesses, and whoever controlling the airways, God thought, I don't care. Okay. Open this portal to the world. Let this be linked to everyone's broadcast here. Okay. To other states, China, whatever, whoever, UK, all the groups of the freaking NATO. Listen to what I am saying here. We want him gone too. Instead of hoping that the Congress do something, which they are not apparently, maybe you should find out who rigged the election, leak all the information to our media, because I know you guys can do it. I'm seriously flood the media with all the evidence of them rigging the election, and then the Congress will have no other choice but to respond to it and kick him and his entire freaking party out, and then do a whole reconstruction of the voting process that is completely freaking abstracted. And I'm done. No, I'm not done. Yeah, do that, and then you know what? Everything pretty much will adjust on its own. That's what you guys should start doing. Other countries, instead of sitting back hoping Trump has some conscience or some morality or something or some sense. The man is a loose cannon. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And you guys know that. If you guys don't do something, we can't do anything as citizens. If you guys don't do something, you're fucked. Everybody fucked. It is going to be a war against all other continents. We're going to be fighting each other. It's going to be a freaking catastrophe. World War III quadruple. Okay? Instead of sitting back hoping that he'd come with some kind of sense, do something. It's not like y'all don't have access to the internet. Give me a freaking break here. Now that I got that out of the way, let's move on here. Nonsense. Now, okay. Oh, exactly. That is all he wants. Absolutely. Thanks, Andrea. He basically broke it down. I love him. He is amazing. Okay, now, get back to what I was saying. Okay, so locations here. Okay, it seems that China has launched missiles, jets, and naval ships around Taiwan in a massive show of force. So they have naval ships all around here. They are preparing. I'm telling you, China don't play. No one wants to fuck with China. You do not want to mess with China. Seriously. No one fucks with China. They are so freaking prepared for every type of catastrophe. They got freaking submarines in the ocean. They got jets in the air. They got cyber geeks ready to... you don't want to mess with China. They're like, all my I's are dotted, my T's are crossed, my corners are covered, my airspace is covered, my ground is covered, the water is covered, the corner is covered, the tunnels are covered. Everything is freaking covered. That is freaking China. We is literally dealing with a narcissistic dumbass, and you know what? Whatever. Let's focus on the topic at hand. So China, no, they do not play. China do not freaking play. So they got launch missiles, jets, naval ships around Taiwan in a massive show of force. That's what they have. The U.S. Department says China is unnecessarily increasing tension and must stop military pressure. They're doing that because they know you're a loose cannon. All it takes is one bad word and he'll start World War III. Isn't that what Kamala said? Yes, that's what she freaking said. People don't listen. So this comes right after the U.S. approved a $11 billion arms package for Taiwan. Yeah. Put two and two together here, people. This is why they're trying to cut Social Security. This is why they're cutting all these other corners. Because he's losing his goddamn man. The man is acting like he's in medieval times. Seriously, only thing we're missing is a bunch of freaking army men with metal freaking vests with swords and shit running around here acting like, you know what, whatever. This is where we're going here. This is going. You should be scared of freaking China. You should be. They're dangerous. Now, just to sum it up, China is testing boundaries and the U.S. is watching closely. And the U.S. needs to just steer clear just steer clear. Just want to point that out. Here's the video.
Breaking news, China has surrounded Taiwan, and this time they are firing live weapons. China has launched large-scale military exercises around Taiwan. Warships are in the waters. Fighter jets are in the air. and Chinese forces are practicing a full blockade around the island. This is not just simple training. China is also firing rockets and live-fire weapons into the waters near Taiwan as part of the drills, simulating real strikes and testing how fast they can attack if needed. Beijing says this is a warning against Taiwan independence and a message to the United States and other countries supporting Taiwan. Taiwan is now on high alert. Their military is tracking Chinese ships and jets and preparing in case anything crosses the line or comes too close. Countries like Japan and the United States are watching closely, saying China is raising the risk of conflict in the region and could destabilize the entire Asia Pacific if this continues.
Pretty much.
This also impacts air routes and shipping lanes, increasing tension for everyone around the region. If anything goes wrong, East Asia could face a serious crisis.
Yes, that's exactly what he wants. He wants people to pay for his little, court fees and crime. That's exactly what he wants. He's not getting it, but that's what he's trying to do. Ain't nobody but a con artist and embezzler. Anyone who support him are PDF files, racist, and they are con people and embezzlers. So if you have a friend who's still supporting Trump, you may want to evaluate your friendship with this person. Just want to point that out. So yeah, as this video said, China is not playing. They don't play. No one wants to mess with China. They're the most prepared country, a continent on the planet. Okay? No one wants to fuck with China. Now.
Breaking.
Now, in North Korea, shows off Kim Jong-un daughter again. Secession. This is his daughter who looks just like him. Well, I like her coat. That's cute. That's really cute. Okay. Kim Jong-un daughter again. Secession signals. Kim Jong-un appeared with his daughter, Yae. I think that's probably pronounced her name. I don't know their 2-3-part names. And at a sacred, seemed like a mausoleum, fueling speculation she may be his successor. So the next successor for North Korea may be a woman. Can't clap for that. Hey, right? Dead into the age of Aquarius, right? She believed to be around 12 or 13 years old. Yeah, she's 12, 13 years old now. I don't think she's going to be, successor at 12 or 13 years old. Clearly, he's going to wait until she's above age. Her increasing invisibility is international and symbolic. So he's going to put her more in the front, give her, inside workings and trackings, let her know what to do. And he probably thinking, you know what, we had a man ruler too now long. We need a woman. Because this is getting freaking ridiculous. And I hope that's the track he's going on, femininity and, female power. Thinking, okay, men rule enough. We need to move on to something else. I'm hoping, but I don't know. But I'm hoping. So congratulations to that. Okay. It was over the New Year's Eve. Even though it wasn't technically New Year's, it was just a new calendar year. New Year's is technically April 1st because that's when nature is saying New Year's is. That's when we already get the drift. All right. I made a video about it. I don't have to go down that road again. Okay. So the Swiss bar fire, a global tragedy. A New Year's Eve fire in a Swiss ski resort bar killed around 40 people and injured 115. Such a tragedy. Such a tragedy. Victims are mostly young adults. Identification is ongoing due to the severe burn. So some people was really burned severely, so it's hard to identify them. They may have to go by their dental records probably. Now, authorities say it appears to be an accident possibly caused by sparklers hitting the ceilings. Now, it seems a luxury resort turned into a nightmare and the world is mourning. So everyone is at this bar, pretend not actual New Year, just a new calendar year. Not technically New Year's. Again, New Year's is April 1st. That's what nature says in the years began, when the year began. Anyway, so everyone is at the resort partying in the club, drinking, the countdown, 10, 9, da, 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 da. All of a sudden, the fire sparked. Oh, shit. And the fire went true. I mean, it seriously spread it fast. People really didn't have a time to react. Here's a clip. Oh, and warning. Just want to point that out. Warning.
Video from inside the New Year's celebration in the Swiss Alps shows the chaos as the deadly flames spread at a bar popular with young people and tourists. You can hear the screaming, people scrambling for the exit as the flames ripped through the confined spaces of the bar Le Constellation. Swiss authorities say about 40 people were killed and more than 100 injured in the fire that began at 1:30 a.m. The cause of the blaze now under investigation. The Swiss officials say they've ruled out terrorism, calling the fire an accident that led to an explosion inside the bar. Just 90 minutes earlier, celebrations on the streets of the upscale ski resort Crans-Montana. But what many thought were the sounds of New Year's Eve fireworks were in fact one of the worst tragedies Switzerland has ever experienced, according to the country's president.
Aujourd'hui, la Suisse est triste.
Saying today Switzerland is mourning. This young woman says she was holding on to a friend as she escaped. She let go of his arm, and now she says she can't reach him. Officials warn identifying the dead could take days. Many of those killed were from abroad. Witnesses describing the sheer panic as people tried desperately to escape.
A lot of people were screaming, trying to escape, and I saw a lot of people on the floor, and I think these people was dead.
Officials say first responders were on the scene within minutes and the fire was quickly put out. Many so badly burned, they were taken to various hospitals across the country. The grueling work of identifying the dead and notifying their families is now underway.
And Danielle joins me now from the scene in Switzerland. Danielle, it is just heartbreaking. There's a lot of speculation about the cause of the fire and if a sparkler might have been involved.
Yeah, Kate, some of those who escaped talked about how champagne bottles had lit sparklers in them and that they were waved, some of them pretty high, hitting the ceiling. And then that's how the fire started. But authorities are saying it is too early to confirm an official cause.
Mm-hmm. It's so scary. You said this is the reason you say, girl, I don't know now. I like to go out. You know, I've been in the house way too long. I wouldn't mind going to a club, but I would definitely be a lot safe. You know, you just never know. Even in the house, something can happen. You know what I mean? It's something that can always happen. Seriously.
They started the new
Here it
year at their happiest. In the early hours, the basement bar was packed with young people partying. Photos show a woman on someone's shoulders holding 2 bottles of champagne and sparklers. The images capture the moment the bar caught alight. The ceiling quickly became a sea of flames as the fires spread. Some didn't realise the severity of the situation.
They thought it was part of the show. See, look at that.
Until they desperately tried to escape.
Mm-hmm.
The footage was recovered from 16-year-old Valentin's phone. He is now in an induced coma. His older brother was also at the bar.
Someone opened the front door, and this led to get lots of air inside, which provides some air to the fire, and the fire turned into a fireball. I felt this fireball over my head. It slightly burned my neck.
What was that moment like when you realized what was happening?
Terrifying. Felt like a war scene, like a raid. I don't know. Terrifying. I saw people burn people on the ground.
The French student gave us a first-hand account of not just the horror, but his heroics.
I went back inside. I found someone, I suppose, I hope he was just unconscious, but my prayers are that he's still alive.
The brothers are Frederick's only children. Outside the bar, he told me Valentin has 40% burns to his body.
Oh,
As a parent,
terrible.
you are not expecting
So
to
terrible.
send your sons or your child into a death trap. My younger son, no one will. I hope he will recover, but that will be difficult for him.
The bar is in a skiing resort in the heart of the Swiss Alps.
The scene is shielded by screens, but the names and faces of the victims are starting to be released, including Italian Emanuele Gallopini, who, like many others, was just a teenager. Photos given to ITV News suggest the ceiling was covered in soundproofing foam. There's a possibility to examine whether there is any criminal liability involving individuals. If this is the case, an investigation will be opened for negligent arson, homicide, and bodily harm. These young people were out to make New Year memories. Instead, dozens of their families are now mourning their loss.
Terrible, just terrible.
Today, when the Swiss authorities confirmed that the fire was started by a sparkler that was too close to the ceiling, they said that their investigation will now focus on the safety and security measures that were or weren't in place at the time of the fire. The investigation will also now focus as well on identifying the 40 or so people who sadly lost their lives here. They have confirmed that that may take many days. For the families, it is a devastating wait for news. One family said that they don't know if their relatives are in a morgue or are in a hospital. Tomorrow there will be many services here to remember those who have lost their lives.
Just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. That's what I tell you guys. I mean, just be careful. I know partying, you know, this not technically Christmas and New Year has been tragedy after tragedy. This is seriously, I'm telling you, it's going to get worse. I'm telling you, every transition is always bloody. Yes, it's definitely so tragic. I know, so tragic. Definitely so tragic. Definitely. Yes, definitely. Me too. Okay, now moving on here. Okay, so Iran protests escalate. The U.S. threatens intervention. Protests in Iran have entered their ninth, sparked by economic collapse, however you want to pronounce it. Okay, Trump has warned Iran leaders about deadly crackdown because he's a bully. I don't know why he feels he has to put his 2 cents in everything. He is a bully. I don't know how many times I have to say that. He is a bully. Okay, that's what he is. Okay, so Trump has warned Iran's leader about deadly crackdowns. Tensions are rising across the Middle East. I don't know why he feels he has to do something, so he wants people to do what he said. So if Trump say do this, you have to do this because he thinks he's the gods of our gods and kings of our kings, and he loves putting his nose in business that's not even his. So just to sum it up, Iran is boiling and the U.S. is stepping in verbally, making it goddamn threats. Just to sum it up, that's literally what's going on. Okay. Now, let me go back. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. This was the Iran. I'm sorry, I went back too fast. Sorry about that. New York City's new mayor and Democratic Socialist shaking up politics. It seems that Zohran Madani was sworn in as New York City's mayor, promising universal childcare, free buses, and rent freezes. Now, Republicans are calling him a radical. They calling him like a radical socialist, while progressives are celebrating. He used a Quran for his swearing in at first in New York City. So he's a Democratic mayor, and they're, the Republicans are not liking it. To sum it up, sorry, I had the wrong slideshow up there. And the Republicans are definitely not liking it. So just to sum it up, New York just elected its most progressive mayor ever, and the nation is watching. So we are going in kind of a new direction, in a positive direction, by electing a Democratic person who actually has some morality, some empathy, and sympathy for the people, and not some selfish, racist PDF files. So this is a really good thing. I hope nothing but success for this mayor. Sorry about that. I didn't know the picture was up there. Andrea, you should have said something. Now, this is about the protest. I already summed that up, but I'll sum it up again for you. Protest is happening in Iran, and Trump is saying knock it off, or he's going to do something about it. And that's pretty much it. Just to sum it up, that's what's happening in Iran. Okay. Now, for Ukraine, the Ukraine war, it seems like new strikes and leadership shakeups. Russia launched deadly strikes against Kyiv and killing civilians and hitting the hospital. So Russia is still fighting for what I have no idea what he's fighting for anymore. I heard they're fighting for the minerals or something, but the story has changed at least 15 million times. So we don't know what the hell they're fighting for anymore. It's been going on for technically the beef with Ukraine and Russia has been 11 years, but it's been going on for 4 years now. Okay. So Ukraine, new strikes, leadership shakeup. Russia launched deadly strikes in Kiev, killing civilians and hitting the hospital. Now, Zelensky replaced Ukraine's security chief amid internal tensions. I don't know where they're getting all this money for and from to continue this. So just to sum it up, Ukraine is reshuffling leadership while Russia intensifies attacks. So Ukraine is trying to structure some leadership, trying to get something going on here and begging us for money, anybody else for money, because they're running out of money because Russia is getting his money from somewhere. I'm still trying to figure that crap out. Anyway, Russia is still hitting Ukraine with missiles and attacks because I guess that's what he feels he has to do as a leader, is just go against wars and try to take over their continents. I swear, men know nothing but violence. All the men rulers, no offense to all men, because our men are not like that. Only thing they know is violence, 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 violence. They know nothing else but violence. That's the only thing they know. Violence, 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 violence. So that's what's going on with that. Okay. Now, meanwhile, okay, the outlets are talking. The streets are talking. Again, just talking. There has not been anything substantiated. It's just been nothing but talk. We don't know what's really going on here. Okay, so it seemed like legal experts say the Venezuela operation raises major constitutional and international law issues because Trump is launching missiles and attacking without congressional approval, which is illegal and can definitely get him seriously impeached. Then again, there's a legal pad of shit that he has done that could get him impeached, but they have not done anything. The Congress is a pointless, silliest freaking group of people. You guys have failed this time and time again. Y'all want us to go out in the street and risk our goddamn lives with these goddamn protests, and you guys ignore us in your little beautiful little office and your beautiful little freaking homes and your beautiful security staff while we put our lives at stake and while you guys send in a warm ass freaking building. Nope, not doing it. Because we did it several times and nothing happened, and we're not doing it again. It's time for you all to do something. You react, we respond. Let's just follow that trend for now until we get to the point where we have to do it ourselves because you guys are not doing anything. So just to sum it up, Trump ordered it. Just sum it up. What are the grounds for him to get impeached? We're just going to give like 2 examples here, even though there's literally 20 million, but we just give 20, not 20. Let's give two examples, okay? Trump ordered a large-scale military strike in Venezuela and captured President Nicolas Maduro without congressional approval. He cannot do that. He can't launch anything, a bomb, nothing. He has to get approval. But again, he doesn't know the rules. He's a freaking idiot. Law professor described the action as blatant illegal and unprecedented. Yes, unprecedented. Yes. So they can't not do that in international law. Now, experts warn that claiming the U.S. will now run Venezuela undermines the legal justification of simply arresting Maduro. So they basically saying that they probably go along with them trying to do this so they don't have to impeach Trump. At least that's what they're trying to do because Republicans are sheep. Did he drug these Republicans or something? The people in Congress, are they spellbound or something? I mean, we'll discuss that a little later, but I'm starting to think that he has some serious power over the Republican congressional part because it's really kind of weird the power he has over these people. I know we're in the age of Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio, and Trump is a rising Leo, but he's just a rising Leo. His more power is in the last age, Pisces, Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, and Sagittarius. That was where his power was really prominent. That's why he got away with so much Epstein stuff for so many years because people didn't know the truth. They only saw him as his rich, genius. And now we hear and see that he's a freaking idiot and he's a loose cannon. So what is the power he still have over these people in Congress? It's kind of weird. It's sick and it's weird. It's really starting to give me some spell binding, other identity control mechanism because the control he have over these people is seriously questionable. I don't know why they scared of him for. What are you going to do? Ooh. Maybe they're scared he probably burn their house down like he did that judge. What the hell are they scared of him for? They have the power to get rid of this man. They shouldn't be scared of anything. I don't understand these people. They have no sense at all. It's kind of sad. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying. Okay, so yeah, unprecedented. I can't even. Why can't I say that word? I can say that word, but I think I'm really butchering it. Or maybe I'm not butchering it. Who knows? Oh wow. So anyway, it does undermine the legal justification of simply arresting Maduro. So he didn't follow the legal justifications, but it is what it is. Trump does what he wants. So some members of Congress are calling the action impeachable. They call him that action impeachable. What about the other crap that he did? But whatever. Several Democratic lawmakers say the Venezuela strike is an illegal, dangerous violation of U.S. international law and are calling for impeachment proceedings. Others argue that because Republicans control the House, impeachment is unlikely to move forward. You think? Now, scholars, however, warned the operation could set a dangerous precedent. So one expert said that if the prosecutors can order military operation to arrest foreign leaders, it effectively gives them the power to declare war by issuing an indictment. You think? Another noted that the U.S. has historically avoided using the military force this way without congressional authorization. You think? So what does this mean? Okay, well, Trump's actions are being heavily questioned by legal scholars. There is an active debate whether he exceeded presidential authority. You think? Now, members of Congress are openly discussing impeachment in response to the Venezuelan operation. Now, courts and Congress may need to determine whether these actions fall within and outside constitutional limits. So you have the Republican part of the Congress is saying, maybe we can find some legal loopholes to give him authority and okay for him to capture this Maduro because, I don't know, he's our Lord and Savior. We don't want him to leave because if we leave, that's the end of the Republican Party. And that's what they're scared of. They're scared of the new age. So they try to keep him because he is desperately the key to keeping everything the same. But every transition is going to happen whether they like it or not. So they trying to find some legal loopholes to make Trump move legal. They know it's not legal. They know it's illegal as hell. And that's just one of many things he has done illegal. Him being the president is one of them. Is illegal, but whatever. Yes, like they raid. Exactly. Tearing down Rose Garden. I mean, the man is the loose cannon. Absolutely freaking loaded. Let's move on. Now, let's move on to celeb gossip. Not world news today because it was some. I'm sorry. I forgot to have these. Videos. So let's show the videos first, and then we move on to celeb gossip. I completely forgot to have videos. I'm so sorry.
We have some more important news that not many people are talking about, so I need your help to spread the word. Elon Musk's chatbot, Grok, is actively generating child essay materials on Twitter, and it's highly, highly concerning. Grok itself admitted that it created AI versions of child SAM. By its own estimations, this platform generated.
Sorry about that. You know what? I am seriously messing up my live show today. Okay. This is celeb news. Remember, I started making this yesterday and I didn't go back to review anything. I'm just reading my script and just literally going with the flow. So sorry about that, you guys. Remember, this is a live show, which means it's not planned. I don't have background people operating my live show, and I'm doing everything literally myself. Operating the live show, did the script, did the video, prepared the live show, all of it myself. No team, just me, numero uno. Just want to point that out. So they're going to be mistakes. So anyway, but yes, that was definitely scary, Now, this particular clip here, we are talking about Elon Musk. Now, here is the tea when it comes to Elon Musk here, okay? This needs to be said. Okay, apparently there's a Grok AI scandal. Musk AI bot Grok, I'm assuming it's Grok or Grok, not sure how he's pronouncing it, okay, has been generating sexualized images, including of minors, and Musk company is under scrutiny for failing to prevent it. So Elon Musk has created this AI bot to satisfy the PDF files. Okay. So he created this bot to generate images of minors and all ages because he's a sick pervert. So that's what is going on here. So Grok or Grok, however they pronounce it, also made false claims about Trump and Erica Kirk, which were later corrected. Oh, yeah. So I'm not done yet. It goes very dark. So the daughter actually speaks out as well. Musk's transgender daughter, Vivian Jenna Wilson, which is odd. He has a transgender daughter, but he helped rig the election for Trump in trading of insider information. Interesting. So Trump claimingly don't like gays, transgenders, or anything of the nature, but Trump supported, not Trump, but Elon Musk supported Trump. And I'm assuming in knowing that he go against that when Elon Musk have children who are, you know, of these particular sexualized preferences that Trump is seriously against. So that would be a slap in the face as a father. But Elon Musk has so many freaking kids. I don't even think he care about them like that. I hate to say that, but does he care about his kids? I have to ask him, if you have so many kids, how can you love all these kids? Do you even care about your kids at some point? Or these kids are like factory people that you're spewing out, you know, in the factory you make things. Are they just spitting out kids and not giving a shit about them at all? Can you just be that freaking loose with your peer that you sprouting out kids and don't even care about them anymore? They're just another notch in your belt or another pin in your pocket. I'm wondering, what is the agenda in having so many kids? I'm just curious because they never get lynched or stigmatized for having so many kids. But if a woman do it, she's a hoe, she's a slut, she's boring, she's not used. I mean, just the names are endless of what they say about a woman with multiple kids. But a man can do it, it's all good. So you have Musk creating PDF AI bots to satisfy the PDF file people, because they are literally on the loose now. Remember, this is the age of Aquarius, so the truth about these people are going to be a loose cannon. People are saying that there's more. No, there's not more. I'm going to actually requote what Will Smith said, but in another reference here. He said, racism on a high. People said racism on a high. He said, no, racism is being filmed. So this is being shown. It's being spread. The PDF files and the racist people is just being filmed and broadcast more because we have the tools to share it globally now. So all these are the PDF people, which it seems to be a lot, okay, are now being broadcast. And apparently Elon Musk has a little fetish here. I don't even call this a fetish. It's seriously sick. Because he created AI bots to be pedos. Okay? And he sided with Trump, even though Trump don't like transgenders and gays, even though Trump is under, I don't know, some under scrutiny that he may be bisexual himself, but he claimed to not like gays. And Trump claimed that he don't like abortions, but there's rumors that saying that all the minors that he raped back in the day had abortions. And he, I guess, Lake Michigan was their dumping pool for all these young girls who had abortions or whatever the case may be. They dump the babies in Lake Michigan. But Trump claimed he's against abortion. See, Trump is not against abortion. He's just being used by other people who are against abortion, who will probably actually secretly use abortion, but they come across as if they don't like abortion, even though they secretly use it. We have a bunch of hypocrites and liars. It's literally what it is. Literally what it is, okay? So we have this Musk's daughter, the transgender daughter, her name is Vivian Jenna Wilson, gave an interview describing Musk as emotionally cruel during her childhood and said he lied publicly about her transition. You think? If you want to come on this show, girl, and talk, I'm here for you. I need to start reaching out to these people. There's plenty of people I want coming on the show, but I'm thinking if I come on the show, the hacker's going to get my money. I'm not going to get the money. They're going to manipulate my numbers. I'm not going to get the money. So I'm working my ass off for something else, and just so you guys can get some truth. But what's the risk? So anyway, third, more children revealed. Vivian said she found out about new have siblings through Reddit, and Musk now has 14 children with multiple women, but they're lynching Nick Cannon for his kids, and Musk got a baby factory going on here. But I guess it's okay for him to have this. I mean, who gives a damn? And our president have multiple kids by multiple women too, and they're not lynching him about all his kids, but they want to put down Nick Cannon. Give me a break. So the controversy and comments. Musk faced backlash for commenting on a 19-year-old girl appearance in a deportation case, which she called creepy and inappropriate. Musk faced backlash commenting on a 19-year-old girl's appearance in a deportation case, which he called creepy and inappropriate. So Musk have said inappropriate things about people as well. Here are the videos.
We have some more important news that not many people are talking about, so I need your help to spread the word. Elon Musk's chatbot, Grok, is actively generating child essay materials on Twitter, and it's highly, highly concerning. Grok itself admitted that it created AI versions of child SAM. By its own estimations, this platform generated CSAM images of children between the ages of 1 and 2, 8 and 12, 12 and 16, and others between 14 and 18. And recently, users have suggested and told Grok to essentially create images of children or women wearing bikinis, for example. Elon Musk is completely undeterred or unconcerned about all of this. This is a very, very serious situation. And in response to any criticism, Grok just says, quote, legacy media lies. People need to know what's happening right now. Spread the word, follow along for all the news you need to know about.
There you go. Told you.
Tonight, Grok, the AI tool from Elon Musk's company X, is under fire. The app, which has an image editing feature, is now being used to create non-consensual and sexualized deepfake images of women and children.
Grok was producing at least a dozen inappropriate images every minute. People were commanding the chatbot to take people's clothes off, basically.
An uptick in those pictures after Grok enhanced its image generation abilities with a new model last month.
I was disgusted.
Content creator Ashley St. Clair, who has a child with Musk, says she's seen countless explicit images of herself, which she says were generated by the chatbot and shared across the platform. She's asked Grok to stop sharing the images.
There should be consequences because this is a much larger issue that's outside of me.
One analysis found more than 50% of images generated by Grok between December 25th and January 1st were non-consensual sexual images, primarily targeting women, and 2% of them depicting a person who appeared to be 18 or younger.
With Grok, imagine you can turn any of your pictures into videos.
An NBC News review found even though many of the inappropriate images were taken down, Grok continues to produce sexualized images of non-consenting parties. Musk did not respond to NBC's request for comment, but posted on X that anyone using Grok to make illegal content will suffer the same consequences as if they uploaded illegal content. Though Musk also using Grok to make a deepfake version of himself wearing a bikini, calling the app's creation perfect.
He is a sick individual.
News.
What do y'all think about this? Yes, everyone is going down. Absolute freaking Lily. Hell yeah. So crazy. Here's another video. Did I play that video? This is here we go.
Oh my gosh, y'all, this story is really messed up. So one of Elon Musk's baby's mama has a picture of her when she was 14 years old.
Ooh.
And somehow Elon's AI, Grok, got a hold of that picture, and now it's producing sexually explicit pictures from that picture. She has asked this man repeatedly to remove that from Grok, and he has not done anything about it. Y'all, this is some crazy stuff. It's sickening.
It's very sickening.
Peace looking at Trump's fucked up, cruel, evil, sick world.
Yes, I'm telling you, the truth is coming about by everybody, and I am loving it. I am loving it. Oh my gosh, I am loving it. It is beautiful. Yes. Bring the truth about everyone should be scared. If you have love, we're not talking about just vanity, your hair fake. No one gives a shit about that. No one cares. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? No, these are deep secrets, not vanity secrets. Okay. That's what's being revealed. And I'm loving it. Now, in other news, Will Smith. Let's talk about Will Smith here. Okay, because I'm a huge fan of Will Smith. Yeah, I know that. I am a ride and die Will Smith. If I wasn't a ride and die with Jada Pinkett, I'd be seriously crushing on Will Smith. But considering I have mad respect for Jada Pinkett Smith, I'm just not gonna crush on him like that. So I just want to point that out. But I'm a huge fan of Will Smith. Okay, Will Smith. Will Smith is being sued by violin Brian King Joseph, okay? Apparently, he toured with him in 2025. Now, the lawsuit alleges Smith groomed him for sexual exploitation, which I don't believe. Someone entered Joseph's hotel room and left a sexual note, HIV medication, and other items. Joseph reported it and was then fired and accused of lying. Now, Smith's lawyer categorically denies all allegations, calling them false, baseless, and reckless. And I agree. Now, the emotional distress claims. Now, Joseph says he now suffers PTSD, I doubt it, and major emotional financial harm as a result of an incident and termination. So, in other words, he got terminated, he got mad, he lusts for Will Smith, as many gay men do, and now he's retaliating. You know, Will Smith, I love you. No more letting this shit sweep under the rug. Fuck that. I know you might have money problems because, you know, everyone is all rotten die with the whole little Chris Rock thing, especially the racist people, because they approve Chris Rock. They use Chris Rock as a way to, I don't know, be racist and cruel toward you. So they use Chris Rock as a reference point, as a kind of like a cover up, because Chris Rock has always been kind of like, you know, no offense, I hate using this because he's an Aquarius brother, Oreo. And that's what he is. No offense. Just saying. Chris Rock has did nothing but lynch our people. Although him and Will started off as friends, but then it was rumored that he wanted Jada Pinkett Smith to be in that movie, I Think I Love My Wife, and he had a crush on Jada Pinkett Smith. Jada Pinkett was in love with whoever. So that didn't happen. And then there was some words, and then he started going on his lynching. Every time he turned around, he's down talking Jada. Every time he turned around, he's broadcasting Will Smith's salary. Every time he turned around, Chris Rock was lynching Will over and over and over for years. So the day of the Oscar, Will just wrapped up Emancipation. I know about this because I read in his book. Yeah, he just wrapped up Emancipation, which is seriously traumatizing. And if I was an actor going through what my ancestors did and what they did to my wife in this movie and me, I would be seriously troubled too. So I'm sitting in the Oscars, getting the award that I worked my ass off for. He's talking about my wife, who I have not seen. I'm missing. I still have Emancipation character in my mind. I'm going to slap him because he's been talking about my wife for years. So he got up and smacked him. And that's what he did. And that's what he deserved. So the racist people are running around here lynching Will Smith for slapping him for talking about his wife. Okay. All right. Cool. Let's put you in that situation and see what the fuck you would do. This is what annoys me. Literally. Know the story before you judge. Okay. Know the fucking story. So if I was Will Smith, I would take this dude to the cleaners and reveal so many damn secrets he'd be afraid to come out for the rest of his life. So everyone would know, don't fuck with me. That's what I would do with Will Smith. It's time for him to own up to his name and his reputation and take it back. And then another thing I would do, I would seriously go through some marriage counseling with Jada Pinkett Smith. If it's not going to work out, it's not going to work out. If it's over, it's over. Let it go, or you guys going to go down as a sinking goddamn ship. Separate. Get on your own voyage. Let it go. It's over between you two. Gosh. Jeez. This is a new age. She don't believe in marriage any goddamn well. I don't know why she talking about I'm promised for. Talking about marriage. Girl, please. Jada Pinkett Smith don't even believe in marriage. She didn't want to get married. Y'all only got married because she got pregnant. And you don't want to divorce her because there was no goddamn prenup. Fuck a goddamn prenup, okay? Divorce, court, sue, all in one. Is get it on out of the goddamn way. Fuck it. Get your lawyer to handle your divorce and sue this lying bastard and get it on out of the way and start your next calendar year with a whole new regime and a whole new Will Smith, single, happy, and fucking loving it. That's what I would do, but that's just my interpretation. I hope this find the airways of Will Smith while he's out exploring Antarctica. What the hell he's exploring, I don't freaking know, but just saying. Just want to point that out. I had to say that because it was bothering me a great deal. Here are videos.
A violinist is suing Will Smith, claiming retaliation after he alleges that he was fired for reporting sexual harassment while on tour with Smith. Brian King Joseph filed the lawsuit in California earlier this week, accusing Smith of deliberately grooming him for sexual exploitation. Joseph says the two began spending time alone together during Smith's tour, and he says Smith allegedly told him that they had a, quote, special connection. It also details an alleged traumatic series of events, that's a quote, including Joseph finding that someone had allegedly entered his hotel room while he was not there.
Smith's attorney has released a statement. It says, Mr. Joseph's allegations concerning my client are false, baseless, and reckless. They are categorically denied, and we will use all legal means available to address these claims and to assure that the truth is brought to light.
I just want to remind everybody that we're not even 24 hours into the new year yet. A lawsuit was filed against Will Smith for harassment and retaliation. And this is the professional violinist, Brian King Joseph, who filed the civil lawsuit against Will Smith after being terminated from his Based on a True Story tour. Brian is alleging that while on tour at their stop in Vegas, when he came back to his hotel room, he found a handwritten letter that said, "I'll be back no later than 5:30, just us," with a heart at the end of it. He said that that letter was accompanied with random items such as wipes, alcohol, a backpack, medication with somebody else's name on it, earrings, and some discharge paperwork from a hospital with somebody else's name. Brian also alleges in the complaint that he reported it to the hotel security, local police, and Will Smith's tour management, and then later he was terminated. He's also alleging that Will Smith engaged in grooming and priming behaviors both before and during the tour, such as making inappropriate comments towards him that made him feel uncomfortable. So basically, he's suing Will Smith and the production company for wrongful termination, harassment, retaliation, and some other things under California civil law. Now, just so we're clear, he's not alleging that he was essayed, he's alleging harassment, which seems like it could have potentially led to him being essayed. And so he reported it preemptively, according to him. 2026 is going to be good. Ain't no way.
He's lying. He's lying. What do y'all think in the comment section? Do y'all believe this malarkey? Hi, Alicia. Did I see Alicia or hold on? Who did I see come in? Who did I see come in? I saw someone come out. Oh yeah, Alicia. Hi, Alicia. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing, girl? Okay, now, do y'all believe this malarkey? I mean, do y'all really believe this malarkey? Seriously, tell me in the comment section because I don't believe it all. I think it's straight up baloney, but that's just my interpretation. Me either. I don't believe it either. It's ridiculous. It sounds freaking ridiculous. I don't believe it either. Woo! I'm telling you, people are crazy. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Okay. All right, let's move on to Nicki Minaj. Okay, and Nicki Minaj is in the middle of a major political or collateral backlash. And I have to say, I think you all are freaking hypocrites. I'm going to put that on out there, okay? Now, it is a money grab. Yes, it is a money grab, Alicia. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now, Nicki Minaj is in the middle of a major political collateral backlash, okay? Deportation petition is surging. It seems like multiple petitions calling for her deportation have surpassed 120,000 signatures. Yes, combined. Now, the backlash intensified after she appeared at Turning Point USA's American Fest with Erica Kirk and praised Donald Trump and JD Vance. She sure did. Now, the LGBTQ, sorry about that, plus the fan backlash. Okay, it seems that many LGBTQ plus fans feel betrayed after Minaj made comments like "boys be boys" at the TPUSA event. Viral videos apparently show clubs booing her music or stopping dancing when her song comes on. Yeah, it's getting deep, y'all. And y'all think we voted for Trump? Hell, y'all need a plaque to show that we didn't do it. It's been rigged. And Elon Musk, I don't know why people are not sending some spells on Elon Musk. So just haunt this man until he just said, you know what, I can't take it anymore. I helped rig the election. Taunt him. That's who all my witches should be freaking putting spells on Elon Musk, to taunt him so he have no other choice but to clear his conscience by telling the truth. Yeah, for immunity or what the hell do you want to declare? That's what y'all shouldn't put spells on. Go ahead and put that in the voyage. My God, the guys. Taunt Elon Musk. Now, getting back to what I was saying. So yes, they're stop dancing every time her song comes on. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. Okay. Now, public criticism from celebrities. Now it seems like Chelsea Handler, not unusual. She always got something to say, no offense. Joked about Nicki Minaj and Turning Point USA during the Critics' Choice Awards. Yes. Immigration status question. Minaj has said that she is not a U.S. citizen and came to U.S. as an undocumented child. This is back in the day, they claiming she said this. But she did marry her current husband, who is a U.S. citizen, that may make her valid now because he is a U.S. citizen. So it is what it is. So some petitions reference this, though there is no legal basis for deportation mentioning in the reporting. So there is no legal justifications on anything of this magnitude to deport her. And quite frankly, I think all of you are freaking hypocrites. But here are some videos.
What you're not gonna do is play in the faces of Black folks. I tell you that. The last thing you're gonna do is play in the faces of Black folks. So the petition for Nicki Minaj's deportation back to Trinidad is at 79,978 signatures. Now, people at this point are saying, oh, this is going a little too far. You know what's too far? When you build your entire platform off of the support of Black women, Black people, LGBTQ plus community, right? And then you are siding with people who are actively showing their ass against these people, meaning that you are also against these people. And then you also try to advocate for Nigeria, and Nigeria gets bombed following that as well. And you say nothing about it, and then you double down by deleting your Instagram when you lose 10 million followers. That seems like a little bit too much. She has built her brand off of the Black community. The Black community accepted her and boosted her music and gave her profits, right? And she actively turned against the Black community. So my question is this: do you think this is too much?
Yeah, it's too much. Y'all
Calling
tripping.
for her deportation.
Y'all tripping.
Nicki Minaj has spoken out after the petition reached over 130,000 signatures after it went viral. Petitions calling for Nicki to be removed have surged past 130,000 signatures after a controversial December. They gained momentum after Nicki's appearance with Erica and the comments she made that many viewers heavily disliked. Clips from the appearance circulated widely, and the reaction grew fast across Twitter and other platforms during the holiday period. These numbers come from the combination of the signatures on two different petitions. One sits at 45,000 signatures and another sits at 85,000. One petition created on December 27th included a long explanation from its creator. The author said Nicki's actions and words have taken a turn that has left many of her fans and those who once found comfort in her music feeling deeply betrayed. And now a source has revealed how Nicki feels about it. The source said Nicki is still telling everyone around her that she really doesn't care. She isn't fazed by all of this. Even though she may claim not to care, I think we can all agree that it would be hard to remain unfazed when that many people are telling you these things, especially because it's growing at a huge pace.
She cares.
Getting tens of thousands.
I won't show people I care. I would say I don't know. All right, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for that. Sorry. We had some minor tech issues. We are back. Sorry about that. You guys can still hear me? Y'all can hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me in the comment section. Okay, now getting back to what I was saying. Okay? I believe that many people are being hypocrites, okay? Because why do I believe that? Because I believe her feelings are I think they're misdirected. I think she's projecting her feelings of being abandoned by her people and being attacked into this man here. That's what she's doing. Okay? She's saying, I'm being attacked by my people. My people seriously abandoned me. They're whatever. So I think she's misdirecting her feelings. She's misdirecting the energy. That's what I feel that Nicki Minaj is doing. She's seeing herself in Trump, or seeing Trump in herself, or however you want to word it. That's what I feel that she's doing at this moment. I honestly don't think she relate to anything, but I think she's just feeling that, you know, Trump is being attacked, I'm being attacked, so she's going against her people and using Trump to do it. This is retaliation. This is what the hell this is, okay? So, why the reactions look inconsistent? Because public backlash isn't logical. It's emotional, tribal, and often driven by some kind of anger or people you already love or hate. So she loves her fans, but she also, you know, don't like her fans not understanding her. And not to mention her history doesn't make it any better. So, but here's the twist here. Kanye has always been polarizing, but he also has a long history of controversy, a fan base that expect unpredictability. This is why people are saying that Kanye get a pass, because they're used to his behavior like this. Really? Or are we still at the justification of we can't hold man liable, or I don't know. I'm trying to find a word, you know, without cussing or whatever. We can't seem to point fingers at a man because men are not eligible or liable to be prone to be, I don't know, the victim, not the victim, but accused of anything. Men are still being held at a higher standard. Like, we're not allowed to accuse men of any wrongdoing. This goes all the way back to the Middle Ages, where we're still doing it. Even when your man cheat, you don't even attack the man or your husband or spouse or significant other. You attack the woman he cheated with, even though the woman probably thought he was single. We still have that mind frame where we are prone to not attack men. We held them to some higher standards. Like, we can't blame them for anything or hold them liable for their own faults. Okay, so people are saying they expect unpredictability from Kanye West, a persona built on rebellion. So they used to him doing this. So when Kanye aligned with Trump, people were shocked but not surprised. But then they said Nicki Minaj, on the other hand, has a huge LGBTQ fan base, a long history of being embraced and marginalized by community, a brand built on empowerment and outsider solidarity. So when she aligned with Trump and TPUSA, the reaction hit harder because it felt like betrayal of her own core audience. This is why they're saying the backlash is so great. It's not fair, but it's literally how public psychology works, if you break it down in a psychology standpoint. Yeah, exactly. You know, Kanye West, he wants to be the president. He wants to do whatever he wants to do. Yeah, I know. So that's what they're saying. So in the number two, people react more strongly when they feel betrayed by one of their own. So a lot of people feel they feel betrayed by their own because they love their quarterly. So they take her going against them or their beliefs, or a person who goes against their whole life way, their whole identity. They take it as betrayal from a loved one or a kind one or an idol. Because that's how they saw Nicki Minaj. So they're saying when someone switches politically, the backlash is always stronger from the group they came from. So they're saying the difference here, Kanye was criticized but not petitioned out of the country because they expect him to do something like this, but also think because he was a man. Nicki, however, faces petitions, boycotts, and club reactions because her fan base feel personally hurt. So they're saying they feel personally hurt. So that's why the backlash was so great. Again, not logical and it's not fair, but it's emotional. So her backlash is more on the base of emotional betrayal. They feel emotionally betrayed. That's what they're saying. But again, genders do play a role, okay? Women in public eye often face harsher moral judgment. And look at Jada Pinkett Smith. Will Smith was away months at a time. And if you listen or read Jada Pinkett Smith's book, she put it like this. Will Smith, he's first of all, he's a Libra and have Scorpio. Scorpio. Diddy is a Scorpio. Scorpios can be very cold-hearted and very work ethic. They can focus on work, where they be tunnel vision to work. Everything is work or work. They can abandon their entire life. Wife who just had a baby and had a baby not too long before. So she's taking care of 2 toddlers and 2 kids while trying to do movies and lose her weight at the same time. Meanwhile, your husband is out of town 3, 4, 4 months at a fucking time while you're trying to raise these kids and going through postpartum depression from having kids and everything else that goes along with it. And your husband is not paying you no fucking attention. And not to mention, she's clinically diagnosed as depressed. That's the mind of Jada Pinkett Smith. Okay. So in that, and then, okay, other than that, you're not having sex. You know, you didn't really like him in the beginning with, you kind of settled for him. So even though the sex was good, but he still wasn't your first choice. Just saying. So what happens? Everything started to deteriorate over the years. You can no longer fake anymore. So you see this young man who's probably harder and whatever. Anyway, and he broke your back, made you feel alive, and made you feel something you haven't felt in years. Although she did it with her son's friend. However, she got lynched tensely. It was excruciating. We don't even know if Will Smith even freaking cheated. She hasn't said anything. She didn't say anything in her book either. She could literally be respecting his privacy. Because he hasn't said anything either about her cheating either. He hasn't came out and said anything about that boy. Jada did. He probably wasn't going to say anything either. We don't know if Will Smith cheated. It was rumors that he may have cheated. We don't know what the fuck they did. I have no idea. We know they had sex tapes with each other. They're a married couple. They probably had sex tapes. They probably had a third person in their bedroom. That's their goddamn business. I don't give a damn what they have in their bedroom. They're married. They can do what the hell they want. If they want to invite a third party in their bedroom, have a big ass fucking orgy or menage a trois, that's their goddamn business. And we shouldn't lynch them for being freaky dicky with each other. Okay? It's all consensual, grown ass people doing what they have to do. As long as it don't get demented and crazy and sick like it was with Diddy and Cassie, I don't really care. Now, getting back to the point. So women are harshly morally judged more than anybody else. The intent is seriously level-headed because we still have this mind frame where we can't blame a man. Men are always held to higher standards over women, despite what the fuck they do. Okay? Look at Club Shay Shay. The man is a freak and seriously demented, and he still has a pioneer. He still has a platform, despite everything he did. Trump, he's still the president, getting praised despite what the hell he did. And he has everything. He's a rapist. He's a pedo. I mean, oh, don't get me started. Okay. So women are quickly punished and they really rarely get forgiven. But men are easily forgiven because we held them to higher standards and we still having this religious bullshit that's mine that we can't blame them for anything because that's what the church teach you. We need to get out of that mind frame, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, a woman expressing her frustration, fear, or projection gets treated differently than a man doing the same damn thing. A woman say, look, I'm not feeling pleased. I need to feel alive. I need to feel wanted. What she said at that red table, people, that went over people's head and they automatically saw Will Smith sitting there look like he's about to die or whatever, and they jumped on his side. How about we just look at them and feel grounding that the love and passion in their marriage literally deteriorated and the wife seek comfort for someone else? How about we see it that way and just move the fuck on? But they immediately lynch Jada. Why not lynch both of them? Why not say, okay, I hope you guys work it out, move the hell on. I don't really care. That's what our mind is programmed to do, is always go after the woman and never go after the men. I don't care if the situations are different. We are prone to do that. That needs to stop. Seriously. So the internet amplifies whatever narrative is easy to weaponize. Nicki comments were clipped, memed, and spread in the way Kanye's weren't at the time. The internet doesn't respond to fairness; it responds to virality, which means if it goes viral, they are going to pay attention to it. Whether it's fair, it's truthful, who cares? It's viral, it's in your feed, you're going to respond. Because that's what people do. They respond in numbers. And then people project their own feelings onto public figures. So you said something powerful. She misdirected and projected her feelings of being attacked by her own people. So she started telling truths about the hoes, which is Jay-Z, Beyonce, whoever. And anytime you say something negative about Jay-Z and Beyonce, primarily Jay-Z, something always happens to the person. They become crazy. You shouldn't listen to them. Their career is pretty much annihilated. I mean, look what happened to Kanye West. Or they end up missing. Or they get blacklisted like me and things of that nature. This is a trend that happens every time someone goes after Jay-Z. And people still think it's okay. Okay. So she tells the truth. They called her crazy. Anyone who says anything about him anyway. And so she misdirected and projected her feelings of being attacked by her own people by going against her people by siding with Trump and JD Vance. I can guarantee you solely and heartily, she don't agree with nothing Trump and JD Vance are doing. But she only doing it as a retaliation and rebellious because she feel abandoned by her own people. She don't want to side with him. Okay? So the real psychology, I'm bringing some psychology in here, although I'm not certified, but I did take classes in college. When someone feels rejected by their community, they sometimes align with someone else who is also publicly attacked, like Kanye did, like she's doing, because it feels safer. They can relate. Or because it feels like someone finally understands their pain. So that doesn't make her right or wrong. It makes her human. So I think we need to just let her just ride this out. Stop trying to petition her to be deported. Just lay back. Lay back. Lay back. Let her marinate on this for a moment. Lay off. I'm going to order that for my two tickers. Don't say anything. Let her deal with this in her own way. 86 that goddamn petition because it's hypocritical, and just let it go. Let her just deal with this shit in her own way. Hopefully she comes to some kind of sense and morality and integrity and starts saying what she truly feels. We're not attacking her. Okay, I agreed and was vouching for her left and right. She needs to change the algorithm of her goddamn feed. I had to do the same thing with Meghan Markle because I was on the algorithm of hating Meghan Markle. I was like, I had to change my feed. So I started looking for positive videos about Meghan Markle. So now that shows up in my feed. Positive videos about Meghan Markle, not the hate. Nicki, if you're listening, change the algorithm of your feed. Your true fans, positive fans. Once you do that, your whole mind frame would change. Your algorithm is set on hating of you. Change your algorithm, you'll be good. Start looking at videos of people loving you, and that would change your feed. And you got to worry about looking at those hate-ass comments anymore. That is my thing. So the petitions was because. So why the petitions? Not because she's worse than Kanye, not because she did something uniquely unforgivable, because her fan base felt betrayed. Her comments hits a sensitive cultural moment. The internet loves to pile on shit because they love doing that. And women get harsher backlash than men. It's a story of timing, identity, and emotion, not fairness. That's what it is. That's what it is. So to sum it up, and I'm going to tell you a little bit something about celebrity backlash. It's never about forgiveness. It's about emotional timing and who people already love or hate. Kanye aligned with Trump and folks were mad, but they didn't start petition to deport him. Why? Because people expect chaos from Kanye. His brain is unpredictable and unpredictability, and he's a man. Nicki Minaj, on the other hand, built her career on empowerment, outsider energy, and a huge LGBTQ fan base. So when she aligned with Trump and TPUSA, her own core audience felt betrayed. And when people feel betrayed, the punishment is harsher. And let's be honest, women are judged harder, and women expressing frustration, projecting her pain gets dragged in ways men simply don't. Jada Pinkett got dragged. Anyone who talk about their feelings are ridiculed because we're not allowed to have feelings. We're supposed to be submissive and let the man be a man. Who cares if he cheat and have a million babies by a million motherfucking people? Who cares? He's a man. He's allowed to have that. Leave it as it is. That's what they say. Okay. So no, this isn't about whose words. It's about who people feel personally hurt by. It's about timing. It's about identity. And it's about the internet loving to pile on and add on to stuff. Nicki didn't do anything that hasn't been done before. She just did it as a woman, at the wrong moment with the wrong audience watching. That's what it was. Just to sum it up. Let's move on to the next. Okay, so Drake is accused of Rico. This is a blind item. In a blind item, it says it's looking more and more likely that wheelchair Jimmy, because remember, Drake played a young boy in a wheelchair. I have a confession. I never knew how he sounded. I listened to his rap songs, but I never actually looked or listened to a lot of his interviews. So I didn't even know how Drake sounded on the radio or anything. And if it was Drake, I didn't know it was Drake. I know you guys are saying, "Where have you been, Keisha, on that rock?" Yes, I've been living under a rock. Seriously. I told you I'm not a huge fan of Drake, so I don't follow him like that. Only talk about his, headline viral news, trending news. It's the only thing I talk about, but I'm not a huge fan of his, okay? So I didn't know how he sounded personally. I know that's crazy, but when I heard him on the radio or some news, I was like, interesting. I love a brother who pronunciates. I love a brother who actually can talk. It's nice. I just wish I knew him better. I don't know him. Only know what the media say. I don't know how Drake is. I mean, the media make him sound like a undercover gay creep. I don't know how he is. I would like to get to know him a little better. Anyway, but this blind item says this. It's looking more and more likely that wheelchair Jimmy is going to jail. So if I were this permanent A-lister NBA player, I might start to worry that perhaps Jimmy might start trading information to stay out of jail. So they say he may have done some insider trading and other illegal things. That's what they're saying. So let me just summarize this up. Drake is now facing major class action lawsuit in Virginia, accusing her of participating in a full-blown racketeering scheme tied to the online casino stake. The company, it seemed like the same company that pays him a reported $100 million a year, okay, to promote their gambling platform. So this company called Stake, it's an online casino, pays Drake $100 million a year to promote their gambling platform. The suit claims Stake is illegally operating in states where online gambling is banned, and that Drake streamer Adam Ross and Australian Associated use Stake's unrelated tipping. Yes, oh yes. Unregulated tipping system to secretly move gambling money overseas to fund bot farms that artificially boosted Drake's streaming numbers. Yes, and manipulating algorithms and attack competitors and distorted the music ecosystem. So yes, which means they were illegally increasing his streaming numbers to make it look like he was going viral, and he wasn't. And guess what? The same company also worked for the same record company that Taylor Swift was in. I get into that a little later. So plaintiffs say Drake's promotion lured them into an illegal gambling setup, and they're seeking over. Oh yes, this is what's happening with Drake the Great. And I said this new age, if you are authentic, you will go viral, you will be praised, whatever. But if you are fake, you will go viral for being fake. Okay. So they're seeking over $5 million in damage under Rico. This comes on top of another lawsuit accusing Drake and Ross misleading fans by portraying Stake as harmless social casino, while their own high-stakes gambling streams are illegal. Listen, allegedly funded by the company itself. So to break it down in layman terms, okay? Basically, Drake is being sued because people say he helped promote an online casino that wasn't supposed to be operating in certain states. They're claiming this casino Stake used a loophole to make illegal gambling look legal. And because Drake was paid big money to promote it, the lawsuit says he helped pull people into something that wasn't allowed. On top of that, the lawsuit accuses Drake and a couple other guys of using the casino money transfer feature to secretly send money overseas to pay for bot farms, fake accounts that boosted Drake's streaming numbers and made him look more popular online than he really was. The same company also worked for Taylor Swift. Now, the people suing say that they lost money because they trusted Drake's promotion and they won at least $5 million. And this isn't even the first time Drake has been accused of helping promote this casino in a misleading way. Now, you guys may remember, if you were a hardcore truth seeker, I said they were doing this all along. Take a look at this clip, because I said this a long time ago that they were manipulating Taylor Swift and a lot of these artists' numbers. They do it for K-pop artists as well to make it look like they're more popular when they are, but it's all bots. Here's the video I made years ago. Now it's been validated that bots were definitely being used. I made this video a long time ago. Look at this.
The countdown is on. Your contractors will soon be asking for their 1099s, and your employees?
Let's see if it plays for you guys. If it don't play, we just move on to the next. I'm getting the wheel, you guys. Just a moment. If it don't play, we just move on, and I just put the link below, and you guys can watch it down there, okay? Which I might have to do because it's taking all year. Okay, we're not going to play. It's taking all year, and I have a lot of shows, so I'm going to put in the comment section, and you guys can watch that later, okay? There you go, my peeps. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so Damon Dash. There seems to have been another blind item, and it says this. This is the blind item it says. It says, this is by Damon Dash, apparently. It says here, and I got the wrong one up here too. Darn it. But the blind item says, is the news that deceased one-named A-lister singer was gay a distraction from the whole teen wedding mess? So this is what the blind item says, but listen to the clip of Damon Dash addressing rumors he got with Aaliyah after she was with Jay-Z. Everybody was putting a bid in, and he's right. Everybody was trying to get at Aaliyah, and I guess he got there first. So here's what it says.
You and Aaliyah dated in the 90s. Where would her career be today?
Astronomical. You couldn't even
Oh, hell
understand
yeah.
where it would have been.
Wow.
What she was lined up to do. She was doing the Matrix. You know, she had a hindsight and a vision. Again, I know I'm the coolest because she loved me. She told me I was the coolest. I gotta be.
You can't believe anything he says.
Your artist dated her. No, my partner did not. He was trying her. Everybody put their bid in. I will never, I'm gonna tell you right now, as a man, I'm never ever wifing a girl that any of my friends smashed. It's not happening.
So why'd you date her?
Because I just told you that. Now you're reading the papers wrong. We all were.
Even if he slept with her, why did you go after her?
I just told you I would never. That should tell you something right there. We were both putting in our bid. None of us had scored. That's how it went. So when we were all trying to get at Aaliyah, everybody, that was Aaliyah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't him. Just because he tried and gave flowers and got denied don't mean I can't try and win. Obviously, that's what I'm saying.
Alrighty then. Okay. He said he won't go. He won't try to go after anyone one of his homeboys has smashed. So he just validated that no one, Jay-Z, none of them had sex with Aaliyah. I told you Aaliyah wasn't having sex with all these brothers. The only person she had sex with was R. Kelly. That's it. Which Jay-Z hated, which Damon Dash hated because she didn't have sex with him either. He's not gonna admit that, but they didn't bone. Yeah. Only person who had sex with freaking Aaliyah was R. Kelly. Yeah. Which is why they hated R. Kelly. Because he's the only one who smashed her. Was she flirtatious? Probably. Was she misleading? Yes. Was she over friendly? Probably. Yeah, you can see it in the behind the scenes interview. Yeah, she was flirty. But she didn't bone none of them. So people need to understand that. She didn't bone none of them brothers. They probably wanted to, but they didn't get it. You know. It is what it is. Okay, moving right along here. Okay, then we have Jeff Bezos. Okay, yeah, it seems like in this other blind item about a billionaire couple whom I knew was doomed from the start is having a little trouble. They're having a little trouble. So the wealthy bookseller is regretting the whole marriage thing. The alternative, well, it says the alternative, whatever. Okay, it says here they're regretting the whole marriage. Okay, this one. So they're so the illiterate actress has been receptive to his most recent moves either. So just to sum it up, they're having trouble in paradise. Just to sum it up, they're having trouble in paradise. Oh yeah, she's my favorite too. Yes, I'm so happy that she wasn't out there. They was trying to say she was being passed around, but I knew she wasn't. A lot of them are thanks to certain somebody who made them gay. I hope he remain in prison too. So in other words, there's trouble in paradise. Now we have Kylie Jenner. Okay. Oh, I'm not done yet. It seems that in this blind item, it says that Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet, and it says this: the meme actor is probably the third most likely to win the big award this year, but he isn't helping his chances by really flaunting the girlfriend. There are a lot of people who would, but they won't vote for him just because who he's dating. So they're saying they won't vote for him because he's dating this woman here. Y'all need to quit that shit, man. That is so stupid. Don't make this man paper mess up just because he messing around with the Kardashians. So what? If he wants to date this damn girl, let him date. Although I don't per se have a huge liking toward the Kardashians. I mean, primarily, well, I like how they're family oriented. They're always family, and I believe they are good parents as well. But one thing I don't like is how they culturally appropriated and copy my people body type and our style and culture. I would never like that. That part really bothers me and stings me in the wrong way, and it pisses me off. But other than that, I have nothing against these people. They're about as fake as everybody else in Hollywood, and that's their goddamn prerogative. So they're saying he won't get his award because he's dating Kylie. Just to sum it up, that's what they're saying. I think it's stupid, but whatever. All right, anyway, and then in this news here, Bethenny Frankel, okay? Still not done yet. In this blind item, it says the former housewife spent the entirety of her recent trip trying to get close to the bookseller and his wife, which is Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez, but she didn't get close despite what she may say online. To sum it up, Bethenny Frankel cut her New Year's trip to St. Bart's short after getting heartbreaking news about the death of her close friend and makeup artist, Jason Kaplan, who died by suicide, like most people are doing these days. At the same time, she developed a painful bacteria infection on her face, which she showed in a makeup-free selfie. So she had this terrible, bacteria infection all over her face. So she had to stay home because she had a bunch of, bumps and stuff on her face. It was kind of bad. So while in St. Bart's, Bethenny had been partying with big names like Lauren, Glenn, Alex Earl, but she said the whole environment felt like Hunger Games of holiday socialization and gave her terrible anxiety. She felt the crowd had bad morals and she regretted bringing her daughter, Bren, during the island's busiest billionaire pack season. Both she and Bren wanted to go home, so Bethenny packed at 4 a.m. and flew back to Florida on January 1st. After returning home, she posted a long message reflecting on her trip, saying the real value was spending meaningful time with her daughter and remember that happiness comes from within, not from glamorous settings. She also shared a heartfelt tribute to her late friend Jason Kaplan, calling him vibrant, generous, and someone who always made her feel seen and celebrated. Well, made people feel seen and celebrated. So congratulations to her. I'm loving her glasses, by the way. They're cute. So she basically is saying that she had went to a party that Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez and a whole bunch of other rich MFs was at, but didn't get the chance to because she had the bacteria infection and because her friend died. So she went home with her daughter and spent time there. And that was the blind item that they had to share. I don't even know who this lady is. Is she an actress or real life? Oh, she's a housewife person. See, that went over my head because I don't care. But you guys care. Now let's move on to brain food. Okay, in this brain food, which is my favorite section of the videos and my live shows, and I really do because it's so heartfelt and it takes a lot out of me than the other sections. Aside from politics, politics takes a lot out of me as well because I'm so passionate about politics. But this is something I'm really passionate about. This is my baby. This is my love. This is my love life. I love history. I love teaching people enlightenment. I love opening the eyes of people. So I'm about to get real deep with you guys. Just want to point that shit out there. So in brain food, the real history behind Jesus or Yeshua and the Zeus claim. Here we go. Hope you guys are ready for some brain food. Let's go ahead and play a little music. I don't even know if I have music, seriously. Let's see if I, interesting. They have layouts. I wonder if I can use this. Oh, okay. That's cool. Well, it's not breaking news anymore, so let's see here. Oh, let's use that. There we go. That's good. Okay. Anyway, so, all right. Get into what I was saying. Okay, the real history behind Jesus, Yeshua, and the Zeus claim. So it was told here, and please pay attention. We're about to go to school. Get your paper, get your pen pads, whatever. Listen, put your thinking caps on because I'm about to teach you some things, ladies and gents. You're about to learn some stuff. So I hope you guys are ready for it. Okay? All right. Here we go. Okay. Now, as I was saying, Jesus was not his original name. As we know, Jesus is not Jesus' original name. Historically, the man Christians called Jesus was a Hebrew-speaking Jew from the 1st century. His name in his own language would have been Yeshua or Yeshua, a common Hebrew name meaning Yahweh saves or God is salvation. That's what that means. Okay. It gets deeper. Now, this name appears all throughout ancient Hebrew culture, everywhere. So the question is, why are people calling him Jesus? How did this trend start? When did it start? Why did it start? Why are we saying this? Is there some undermining meaning on why we are calling him Jesus when that's not his real name? I'm about to tell you. I hope you're ready for this tea. Okay, here we go. Take a look at these clips.
My people are destroyed because they lack knowledge of who I truly am. Let me help you to understand. I will speak plainly to you. I am Yahusha. I came in my father's name, Yahuwah. My people have been deceived to worship the beast and his image. The name of the beast and image is a Greek name called Jesus. The Grecian whom you serve painted my image in their likeness. I never taught Christianity. I taught Israel to keep the laws of my father. Israel, I told you what needed to be done in 2 Chronicles 7:14, but you haven't heeded my word.
Yeah, he told you guys, but y'all didn't heed his word. Yeah. Now, here is another deeply rooted meaning. Considering there's so many inconsistencies in the name of Jesus or Yeshua or Yahweh or Yahweh, I have pronounced it both ways, okay? There is a historical study that Jesus, the whole thing could be seriously made up and a rewritten or plagiarized of God is Isis. And that is a fact. Take a look.
The Latin Isis and the Greek Isus, or Ichsus, are the origins of the name Jesus. The Greek goddess of healing, Isis or Ieso, was the daughter of Apollo, the sun deity, hence God Ra, and the name Isis is an adaptation of her name. Isis had many devotees during the time of the Roman emperors since he was associated with the Egyptian goddess Isis, who was named after her son Isu. Two things are meant by this. First, the woman whom Jesus received his teachings was a goddess, Isis. However, the church converted it to a man, a god, rather than a goddess. In a second possibility, the whole Jesus myth is fabricated and based on a story stolen from Egyptian goddess Isis, by the manipulative god Amen Ra. Therefore, God Ra, the first sun deity, is the inspiration for God Amen Ra.
Yes, 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 yes. So it has been interpreted that Yeshua or Jesus, the whole reality and story behind Jesus or Yeshua or Yahweh, is a literally made up, plagiarized Goddess Isis. So the stories you hear is actually from Goddess Isis, her teaching her people about enlightenment, which she has been doing, which she was doing her entire existence. So they probably changed the he or the she to he and just twist around a few things, which they generally do. Like Genesis is rudely mean the generation of Isis. Remember, a lot of the entities in the Bible were actually women, but they changed it to men because they wanted to eradicate and annihilate the existence of goddesses. So they changed it. Those are facts. Oh, it goes deeper, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So how did Yeshua become Jesus? This is where the translation empire come in at. See, step one, as you can see here, okay? Yeshua or Yeshua, okay? It gets shortened every day. It's misread, spoken all the time, okay? Step two, Aramaic and Hebrew or Greek. Greek had no Y sound or no sh and no Hebrew style endings. Please notate that. So there we go. Let me say that again. Aramaic / Hebrew translate to Greek. Greek had no Y. Remember, Greek has no Y. Are you Yeshua? No Y, okay? And no sh. Yeshua and Yeshua. Are we putting two together? And no Hebrew style endings. So they changed the name to They changed the name to fit the Greek grammar. Yes. As you saw in the video I just did, Yeshua, which is Jesus or Jesus. Okay? Yes. Which is pronounced Jesus. That's what it is. So step Greek to Latin. So we have Jesus or Jesus. That's the Greek to Latin. So then we have step 4, which is Jesus. And then they just say Jesus. So they added the J in there. So while it's being translated, the original person who owned that name is also being translated and re-imaged to be a man. That is another theory, but we're going to stick to the male 3 for now. So just to sum it up, the letter J didn't exist in English until the 1500s, which is when Christianity was really on a high. Okay. And seriously whitewashed. That's when they erased the black Jesus or Yeshua to the European flowy hair, non-melanated version of Jesus or Yeshua. I made several short videos about it. Go check it out. So the name changed because of linguistic limitations, not because someone tried to hide anything, but deeply rooted, they tried to hide something. Well, initially, that's what they were doing, but they still wanted to rewrite everything as well. Okay. And it gets deeper. It gets deeper and darker. So the claim that Jesus equal, guess what? I researched and I came into some serious mind-blowing tea that seriously got me flabbergasted. We already heard the rumor that Jesus equals to Zeus. So this is where people get confused. Jesus and Zeus sound similar in English. Jesus, Zeus. Jesus, Zeus. You see what I'm saying here? They sound similar in English, but they do not share, they claim they don't share roots in Greek. But, however, Zeus in Greek is spelled yes. So it's like Z-E-F or something like that. Okay. Jesus is in Greek is spelled Jesus. Jesus. Remember, I said that. Okay. They are not related words, but however, the similarity is a coincidence to be created by English pronunciation, not ancient intentions. However, it goes deep. So yes, Jesus and Zeus, although the name is spelled differently, but they are one of the same people. They are the same people. Yes, Zeus and Zeus are the same. And guess who is the creator of this misinterpretation and this combination of two alleged entities? You'll be surprised. And then again, I'm not surprised. Yeah, the church has been deceiving us since day one. And trust me, the Roman Catholic Church knows all about this, okay? So here's where it gets really freaking dark. Okay? I'm telling you, it gets dark. It gets dark, ladies and gentlemen. It gets dark. So, historically, the Greeks did merge Zeus with Amon. So, the deeply rooted of Zeus and Zeus was created by God Amon. Yes, it was created by God Amon. Yes. So, Jesus and Zeus, which is Jesus and Zeus, which we know are the same people, is created by God Amon. That's the person you in your prayers. So when you saying in Jesus' name, Amon, you're praying to God Amon. God Amon is Zeus. God Amon is Jesus. That's created, that people are in their prayers in. Yeshua and Yeshu are the original versions, but then again, that plagiarized version can be a plagiarized, rewritten, gender switch from goddess Isis, who has children and rooted names for those original names. So then you think about the historical manipulation where God Almighty snuck his way into and got everyone, the entire Christianity, the entire church, in their prayers in his name. Not in the original person's name, which was probably more than likely goddess Isis. He switched it to his name. I hope that didn't go over your heads. So they literally, pay attention now. So literally, when Greeks encountered Egyptian god Amon, they said, this is our Zeus. They literally fused the two into a single identity. Zeus is God Amon. Zeus is Jesus. Yeah. So Zeus is Amon, or Zeus, or Amon, or Amen. Yes. So Amon, Zeus is Amon. They switch everything. When they were going from the age of Taurus, which was hiding of Black Egyptians, and they was transitioning to the age of Aries, and the Greeks started whitewashing everything, God Amon became white. Okay. So you have Amon, which is Zeus Amon, and then you have Osiris, which is Dionysus. Okay. And you have Heru, Horus is Apollo. This is where the whitewashing came in. Okay. You have Aset, Isis, which is Mary imagery, which is white. They whitewashed that as well. And you have Set, which is Typhon, which they whitewash as well. But guess what? Isis is also Iosis. It was Isis that was teaching enlightenment. It was Isis that was still being empowered in the age of Greek. And this is why they had to annihilate women from the spectrum, because she was still being praised. Yes, they didn't like that. It was like, we have to get rid of her. This is getting out of control. God Amon came in with his Zeus Amon theory, and then Jesus, he just plagiarized from goddess Isis and created this whole fictitious character of Jesus, who may or may not exist. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. Who knows? Okay, we still haven't any validation that this man ever existed. I'm going to put that out there. Okay, so will it just say for historical text that Jesus actually existed? He was actually just Isis' son, which is Horus, who actually did do the revelations and miracles of Jesus. And that is a fact. God Horus is Isis' son. They said the steps and the stories from Jesus was actually the steps and miracles from God Horus. They just switched it. God Amon took it and switched it, made a deal with Constantine and the church council and the Vatican and all them people. Plagiarized an entire freaking goddamn story. And it gets darker. So was it a conspiracy? Or it was a cultural synchronism? I mean, think about it. Now, this is documented, okay? This is documented. These are facts, seriously. So Zeus being Aman or Amen and Jesus is actually documented. This is not some conspiracy. This is actually documented in Greek inscriptions, in coins, temples, writings by Greek historians. Alexander the Great on pilgrimage to the temple of Ammon in Siwa. So this is actually documented proof that Zeus is Ammon. Zeus is Jesus. They're all the same freaking entities. He literally made a deal with the Vatican Church to say, look, have people in their prayers in my name. We'll take the story of Goddess Isis and create this Jesus fictitious character, although it's a plagiarized version of Goddess Isis' son Horus, who she had with God Osiris. But let's not say Osiris. Let's just say Jesus or Jesus, which is praising me and that I'm in me. So the more they pray and they say, in Jesus' name, amen, I'm getting more power. I'm getting more praise. And the people who are saying it, primarily Black individuals or anyone who's oppressing, will always be in substitute, always be in conformality. They were never vice anything. Those are facts. So while Zeus doesn't mean Ammon, the Greeks absolutely absorbed Ammon into Zeus mythology. But it doesn't mean Ammon, but they are one of the same. So why do people feel like the name was changed on purpose? Well, I mean, it was changed on purpose because even though linguistic explanation is real, the cultural impact is also real because the Hebrew identity of Yeshua was softened. His Middle Eastern roots were Europeanized, as you saw. It was very whitewashed. Let's be realistic here. Yeah. And let's say here, his name was reshaped through Greek and Roman, lenses. Christianity spread through empires that changed language, imagery, and culture. They changed everything. Jesus, his miracles, they plagiarized from God Horus, which is Isis' son. And they even wiped out women altogether. They hated Isis so goddamn much. It's like, we don't even want her even in existence. We're not going to even say, father, son, and mother. Fuck mother. We just exempt them female and just say Holy Spirit or whatever concocted from our brains. No women at all. No women praises. No women goddesses. They hated her to the core. To the point they didn't want women in the biblical text and historical text at all. They hated women. So while the name change was a Zeus conspiracy, it did reflect a larger pattern. A Middle Eastern teacher, Jewish teacher, which is New Modern teachers, not the original Jews, Jewish. Original Jews are Black. These are Jewish people. They're Jewish, which means they're not the original Jews. So a Middle Eastern Jewish teacher became a Europeanized religious figure. That's the part people feel intuitively the culture shift happened, which is primarily heightened in the 1500s. Take a look at the video and then we'll talk.
Let me ask you all something. Why do ancient cultures, separated by oceans, end up with gods who look and act almost the same? Take Zeus, the Greek king of the gods, thunder, sky, authority, father of gods and men. Now look at Amun or Amun-Ra from ancient Egypt, also a supreme god, also tied to the sky, creation, kingship, and divine authority. And here's where it gets interesting. When the Greeks traveled into Africa, they didn't say, oh, this is a different god. They said, this is Zeus Amun.
Yeah. I created this video with AI so you guys can get a visual because a lot of people don't understand unless they get visuals. And here's the breakdown with everything I just said.
Let me ask, why do ancient ocean-separated cultures have gods that look and act alike? Take Zeus, the Greek god king. Authority, thunder, sky, god, and man father. Consider Amen, Amun-Ra, from ancient Egypt. Another supreme god, also related to heaven, creation, kingship, and divinity. Now things get interesting. Greeks did not say, oh, this is a different god when they visited Africa. This is Zeus Amun, is another name for Jesus. The two, actually three, merged. So the question is
Did the Greeks borrow from an older African tradition? Was Amun renamed Zeus/Jesus? So every time you say these names, the powerful God, Amen, gets. When cultures collide, does the powerful God become the universal God? I mean, the overlap is too great to ignore. Perhaps Amun was already the hidden one, manipulating and controlling everything, meaning of later civilizations reshaping him under new names and power. Something to consider. To continue. There we go. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I haven't done any tarot because it takes a lot of draining. I have to tap into my third eye and stuff and meditate before I do it. I might do it tomorrow. We'll see. I still haven't done the predictions for 2026. I'm seriously avoiding that. Anyway, I'm wrapping up in a minute. Okay, so here's the breakdown just in case it went over your heads, okay? Okay, just in case you all missed the video. So let me just ask you something. Why do ancient cultures, okay? And I want you guys to understand what I'm saying here. Why do ancient cultures separated by oceans end up with gods who look and act almost the same? Okay, let's take Zeus, the Greek king of the gods, okay? Thunder, sky, authority, father of gods and men. Now look at Amon or Amun-Ra from ancient Egypt, also a supreme god, also tied to the sky creation, kingship, and divine authority. And I literally said this in a video I just created with AI, so I'm just going to verbalize it again, what I just said. I'm reading the script that I put in the video. And here's where it gets interesting. When Greeks traveled into Africa, they didn't say, oh, this is a different god. They said, this is Zeus Amun, which is also another name for Jesus. They literally fused the two. Well, technically three. So the question becomes, were the Greeks borrowing from a much older African tradition? Were they rebranding Amun into Zeus/Jesus? Making it so every time you say these names, the powerful God Amun gets. So the more you say these names, the more powerful they get, the more we'll stay in conformality and the more power, let's be honest here, who's actually protecting the nutcase in the White House, the more powerful he gets. So, or is this just what happens when cultures collide? The powerful God becomes an universal God. Now, I'm not saying they're the same. I'm saying the overlap is too strong to ignore. And if Amun was already the hidden one, the God behind the scenes manipulating, controlling everything, what does it mean that later civilizations, a man who kept reshaping him under new names and power? I mean, it's just something to think about. I'm just saying, we really think about that for real. So what do we do going forward? First of all, praying means to give up. It means to abandon what you're saying. That's the root meaning of prayer. I made a video about that. Blessing is literally a sacrifice in blood. So you say, I bless something, you're sacrificing something in blood. That's the root meaning of blessing. Change blessing to miracle, to gifts, to openness, to something else. Don't say prayers, to say motet, manifest. Own what you're asking for. It may sound ridiculous, narcissistic, and seriously feeling yourself, but just do that. Own what you're saying. Don't say I pray. Don't pray in nobody's name. Say I hope this person gets well. So mote it be. Say that. Stop putting it in other people's names. Own your own power and the power of your words and your beliefs. Don't put it in a man name. Don't put it in a universal name or some ancient dignity you don't know about. Put it in the atmosphere. Let the atmosphere take care of it. If it's profited or noted for this person to move on, there's nothing you can do about it. It's not your fault. It was for them to move on to another life. But don't put in anyone's name or any other entity's name to do the miracle for you. That's just my interpretation. You can do as you wish. I mean, I'm just saying, own your own power. So the deeper angle here, okay, here's the part where you guys need to understand. Names carry frequency. Translation carries power. Empire carries influence. Let me say that again. Names carry frequency. Translation carries power. Empire carries influence. When a name moves through Hebrew, Aramaic, Greek, Latin, English, it doesn't change spelling. It changes identity, energy, and cultural ownership. So the real brain food isn't Jesus equals Zeus. It's how much our spiritual understanding is shaped by translation, empire, and who gets to tell the story. So the deeply rooted meaning of these names is lost because the understanding is lost and no one wants to go and research. They follow the leader. No one wants to know why this is so, why we're saying this. It is following the leader by putting yourself in damnation. Why you think the pastors and preachers get paid so much money? Because when God Amon stopped, well, we don't even know if the desert story is even real, but I'm going to use it as an example because it's such a popular story. When God Amon, which wasn't the devil, went into the desert and tried to stop Jesus or whoever from going through his spiritual journey, so to speak, of enlightenment and reaching his Christ-like chakra. That's really what he was doing. He offered him his empire if he praised him. Let's take the devil. Devil never asked Adam and Eve to praise him. He just said what was obvious. He just told them the truth. He never said, sit down and praise me. Two different actions, two different outcomes. Not saying praise the devil, but just learn the definition about all of it, the background. So when we know God Amon was the one who did this, okay? When he tried to get Jesus or Yeshua or Isis, okay, to praise him, he was offering him kingdom, power, and money. The same thing he offers pastors, preachers, bishops, anyone who's willing, even Trump, even though Trump is not religious, anyone who's willing to carry on whole male-dominating conformality and subterfuge, he is going to gift them with so much luxury and rich because you are making his name stay alive, even though it's putting everyone in conformality and sheep work and nothing but open vessels to pain and possession and blindness, and leaving you open to all kinds of heartache and pain and never striving for nothing at all, constantly staying in a loop of subservience and conformality, enslavement-ship. You're never going to amount to anything. You're going to stay in the same loop over and over and over again. Meanwhile, your pastor is getting richer and richer and richer because he's gaining more souls, he's gaining more followers to God Amon, Zeus, and Jesus, and all these other entities. That's why they're always being gifted, because they are following their leader, him who switched his image to Zeus. And then when the Greek was on the rise, which is the age of Aries, he went from Amun-Ra, which was a connection combo of God Ra. But he just put Ra at the end because he never liked the Ra in the first place. He was like, oh, okay, so white's been, they've been friends. Okay, oh, cool. I'm Zeus now. Oh, you know what? We need to get rid of Isis. Okay, so we're going to do that. Let's do that. Yeah. Cool. So that's what he did. When the original was this, Osiris or Horus. More than likely it was probably Horus because Osiris was dead. So it was Horus, which is Isis' son. So the original was in father, mother, and son, or father, son, and mother. But they want to annihilate women during the transition from the age of Aries to the age of Pisces, which is eradicating women. Now we're transitioning into the age of Aquarius, which is more femininity and free spiritual, and everybody's open to do what they want. Now, get a little deeper with this whole little misinterpretation and misconception, because it gets deeper. The Last Supper. You guys remember the Last Supper, right? And that's going to be our next show. The Last Supper was seriously miswritten and just wrong. Because remember, back in those times, if it was followers of Horus or whoever, They didn't have tables. They didn't have a glass of wine. They didn't have any of those things. That was not even available. They were like any other African or Negro Black culture. They probably was on the floor passing bread around and whatever the case may be. So that whole depiction that Leonardo da Vinci had painted up was wrong. Just want to point that out there. And that would be our next show. And thank you guys for staying the duration of the show. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe. Bye.
We see you, we remember. I am the storm, I am the silence, I am the truth unveiled, You are seeing